Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, welcoming New York Times bestselling author and the king of conspiracies himself, Brad Meltzer. Make sure to check out his new book, The President's Shadow, out in bookstores everywhere, Tuesday, June 16th. Wild, wild ride. Get ready. Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, Brad Meltzer, my favorite conspiracy expert author, the man who writes about stuff I love, and this new book is great. And I was just telling you, I was reading your HuffPost article about the Secret Service. Can you, next time you're doing something like this and you're doing research, can I please come along?
Right. I mean, that is the fun of the job, right? Is go into the Secret Service and say, tell me your favorite secrets. And this one was no different. I mean, I'm working on a book called The President's Shadow, right? The book has a simple plot. I've met first ladies before. They always just want normalcy. They want their lives back, Arthur, right? Just give me a normal day, no cameras in my face. And I said, here's the idea. First lady's in the White House rose garden. She puts her hands into the dirt. She smells the mulch. She's just having a nice moment to herself. And out of the dirt, she pulls a severed arm. Just a nice normal thought for everyone's lives. But what I do is, that's the mystery I want to solve, right? How do you solve that? How do you get past security? How do you what's the puzzle that's hidden inside the closed fist of that arm? How'd they get it there? And so I go to the Secret Service and I say, tell me what you would do. And the Secret Service said to me, the first thing I would do is I would renovate a room in the White House. So what are you talking about? They said, if you renovate a room in the White House, imagine you paint an area, you put new wallpaper up. Now I can take the first family, take them out of the White House. The public doesn't know. The press doesn't know what I'm doing. I can investigate and look around to anything I want. And I said, that sounds like something you've done before. He said, think of it this way, Brad. Clinton, Bush, Obama, all renovated rooms while they were there. You wouldn't believe what's been done here in the name of home improvements. I was like, I got chapter 2, right? So that's the fun of plotting the book, is using those real world facts and putting them into the thriller.
Some of the stuff that you were able to see, the building where the Secret Service is housed is this inconspicuous building. Then I'm reading Reagan was carrying a gun. You uncovered so much cool stuff. Do you just sit back and are you like a fan? Like, I can't believe I'm finding all this stuff out.
Yeah, no. There's no one who's a bigger fan of themselves than myself. No. Sometimes I just sit at home, I read my books, I watch myself on television, and I just go with a mirror in my face, Meltzer, you've done it again. But the truth is I feel very lucky that I get to do this. So I was in Secret Service headquarters. They have a little museum in the back. And I'm looking, they have a newspaper article that says JFK dead. They have, the things that are part of the Secret Service history. They have a door from the car where Reagan was shot, at,
eerie.
Which is such a weird thing as a keepsake that you want pictures of. But they said, you want to hear something really cool? When the Secret Service says you want to hear something really cool, pay attention, Arthur, right? Listen. And so I'm like, yeah, they said Ronald Reagan, when he was president, this is true, used to carry a gun with him at times. I said, you're kidding. And they said, no, he used to take it in a briefcase, carried on Air Force One with him. And the first thing I did, because I just didn't believe it, is I went to former President Bush Sr., the dad, 41. And I said, sir, I'd love to know what you carried with you. And I always ask him questions for the books. In the last few books I've been working on, first time he ever asked me a question. And he finally said, tell me more about that Reagan gun thing. He didn't know either. He was the vice president, had no idea Reagan was carrying this gun.
You also uncovered other stuff presidents carried. I know the Bush Jr. pretty much just carried his license, which was pretty cool.
So Bush Sr. carried his driver's license, which presidents can't drive. Secret Service won't let him, which is such a weird thing, just in case you get stopped on Air Force One, you can pull it out, I guess. Clinton carried a billfold, picture of Hillary, picture of Chelsea, and a prayer, amongst other things in his cards. Bush W. carried a first responder from 9/11, his badge, which I just think is fascinating. He just wanted to remember this one guy whose family member gave it to him and said, kind of, don't forget my family member, which you have to, that's an amazing thing to carry as a tribute. Obama has like a junk drawer of stuff. He carries his BlackBerry, he carries things that people give him, military coins, but he also doesn't carry a wallet, which means he's been overheard saying, where's my money? And I just love that the President of the United States is like, the most powerful person on the planet. And he's like, where's my money? But the other thing that every president carries are the nuclear codes. They have a card with the matching nuclear codes on them. And to me, that's the coolest pocket of all.
How do you get this type of access? Because obviously you're a great author, but behind that is the research you have to do. How are you able to get presidents to speak with you? How are you able to get Secret Service to speak with you? It's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, again, I've just been very lucky. I mean, I could never approach a president and say, "Hey, want to chat? Want to see my novels?" I mean, it just doesn't work. But
call Barack.
Right. I mean, but I've been lucky that I've gotten letters from President Clinton and President Bush saying they read the books, and that's it. I mean, I got lucky. They read them, and the Secret Service same way. The way I got introduced to the Secret Service is I went to one of my first meetings, and I said, they're never going to tell me anything. It's a Secret Service. I got the word secret in the title. And the Secret Service agent said to me, I read your first book. I liked it a lot, and I want to help you.
So cool.
And I think they want to help me because I'm not the person who's going to write an expose about them. I'm not there to quote them or ask them about a real thing that they messed up or didn't mess up, which is what they're used to. I'm just there to entertain and to get those details right.
Are they ever worried, because you are disclosing a certain level of secret here, are they ever worried about having that disclosed in public, whether it's through fiction or nonfiction?
A fair question. So two things I'm very careful of. One is I never do the security details. So I'll show you what's in the secret room. I'll show you what they use it for. When it comes to the security detail of how to open that door and get in that room, I always change it. I always twist it a little bit. The other thing is I did a book where we did the secret tunnels below the White House. Shows really where they are. They don't go out to Disney World or like where the movie Dave, but they're real tunnels. They go out through the room where they store the chairs for the state dinners. When you go out the back of that room, you'll smell the flower shop from the White House flower shop on your left. The bowling alley you'll pass. You'll get to a dead end. You make a right, you'll see a steel door. That's the real hidden tunnel below the White House. It's actually a bomb shelter. Now, I had it. They said it to me. I went to the Secret Service. I said, are you okay with me printing this? And they said, yeah. And I was like, are you sure? I just want to make sure safety is more important than selling books. And they said, yeah. And I said, why? And they said, Brad, if you can figure this out from your home office, do you really think that a terrorist organization with millions of dollars couldn't do the same? And they were really saying, Brad, you're not that good. And I was like, okay, I appreciate that.
But with that being the case, don't they worry? I mean, if it's that easy, aren't we already compromised?
Well, no, you know what? Again, they'll tell me things and say, I'm going to tell you this, you can't write about it. But you need to understand this so I can tell you about this, what you can write about. And usually the things they give me, like, they're never giving me something that's going to compromise anyone's safety. Because, first of all, I wouldn't publish that. I wouldn't use that. That's, and I take that trust they give me very seriously. So they've helped me with, I think, 4 or 5 books now. And they've told me every time, here's something you can't print. I've never printed it. I print what they say is okay and what I can verify between 2 sources as best I can. And I think is you keep that trust, and I do keep that trust. That's how you get the information is really, it's a trust relationship. It's like anything else in life. If the person doesn't trust you, they're not going to give you anything. So
with the President's Shadow, how does this all come about? Where does the inspiration come from to say this is my next book? So
I wake up with that idea of, a first lady in the rose garden finding a severed arm. But then I'm like, what do I do with that? And then one of the other things I found out when Abraham Lincoln was shot and killed, everyone knows John Wilkes Booth had shot him. 12 days later, gets shot and killed himself. There were actually 8 other co-conspirators who were convicted of the crime. 4 of them were hung. The other 4 were supposed to have, I think, life in prison. They were going to go up, I think, to New York and spend their life in prison there. Here's what really happened. And I just found this out. I love this part of the story.
Like I'm going into
this is it.
We're watching Lost History right now.
You are living it right now. So here's welcome to my world. So they actually took them out of the jail cells in the middle of the night. They put them on a boat. The boat starts heading south past Miami, past Key West. People think that Key West is the southernmost tip of Florida. It actually goes, there's an island that back then was secret to most people. A secret island with a brick fortress on it housed the killers of Abraham Lincoln. And I'm from Miami. I know we have crazy in Miami. I didn't think we had Lincoln's killers there. So I went to the island and I saw what was there. And you can go see it. It's a national park now. And it used to be called Devil's Island. Now it's the Dry Tortugas in Fort Jefferson. But I was like, I got to use this in a book. Like, here's where Lincoln's killers were secretly hidden. How do I not use this? And so I start weaving those real-life facts that I love and obsess with the fiction that I want to do for my characters. And this island became really an island of transformation. I was like, that's what I need for the book. I need these characters to transform in this island. It's almost like the island from Lost.
How instantaneous is it for you? I can't even imagine writing one book, let alone the number you've written. What's the process for you? Is this something where you come up with a few ideas, jot them down, and then it unweaves itself pretty quickly, or years and years of research have to go into each project?
It takes me 2 years just to write a book. And I listen, if I wrote them every year, they would be garbage. I would need help. I mean, I couldn't do that. To me, what makes them good is that it takes the 2 years. It takes 2 years to bat them. I mean, I wish it was easy. Maybe for some people it's easy. It's hard. Every day it's hard. Writing a novel is like building a sandcastle, a grain of sand at a time. But to me, that's why I need to find something I love to write about. I need to find about the White House. I need to find, the killers of Abraham Lincoln and the stories involved with them. I need to find that the Secret Service's first assignment wasn't protecting a president. It was actually making sure that Lincoln's body wasn't stolen by body snatchers who were planning to steal it.
Interesting.
That's the first case of the Secret Service. I'm like, okay, now I'm interested. Now I can go on this adventure. But every day is a battle to get that on the page and make it interesting enough that you're going to turn those pages quickly and be entertained. But yeah, if it was easy, everyone would do it, right?
I can't imagine doing what you're doing. I want to come along with you, and that's why I loved Lost History. What's been one or two situations that you've begun to uncover where it blew your mind, what you were able to uncover?
Yeah, for me, I think one of my favorite ones we did was when we did Lincoln's Killers. And I got a call one day, and again, John Wilkes Booth shoots Abraham Lincoln, most famous murder arguably in American history beside JFK. And they said, everyone knows, again, read any history book. 12 days later, John Wilkes Booth gets shot and killed. John Wilkes Booth's family calls me up and through their lawyer says, I have the family of John Wilkes Booth here. There's relatives. Every history book is wrong. He didn't die that day in the barn. He escaped. He took on a new identity. They have proof you want to hear the story.
That is mind-boggling.
Like, whether it's true or not, I want to hear the story, right? You can bring me whatever you want. So that I just loved because it was just this wild story. It was this 90-year-old woman who just wanted her family's secret told to someone, and they brought it to me. And then I think my favorite one we've ever done is the flag from 9/11. And we all know 9/11, Ground Zero, the firefighters famously raised the flag. It's a famous picture, goes on postage stamps, newspapers. The flag later went to the Middle East, and it was saluted. It went to Yankee Stadium, and Giuliani signed it, and Pataki signed it. It was this great moment. Here's what people don't remember is that, and don't know, and I didn't know this story either, is the flag belonged to a Greek couple who had a boat. That's where the flag came off, a boat down at Ground Zero. So after Ground Zero happens and the flag is signed by Pataki and signed by everyone, the flag comes back, and the Greek couple says, that's our flag. Now, they're nice. They don't want to take the flag. It's not like they want the flag for themselves.
On eBay the next
Right,
day.
right. And so they're nice. They're like, we know it belongs in a museum. We just want to use it as a charitable event. So can we use it there? They say, sure. So at the charitable event, they unfold the flag. Their flag was a little flag. This flag is signed by Pataki. It's signed by Giuliani, but it's giant, which means that flag that went abroad, that flag that went to Yankee Stadium and 20,000 people were standing there saluting, that's the wrong flag. The flag has been missing. Now, here's the best part of the story, is after our episode of Lost History airs, right after it airs, someone goes into a Washington State Fire Department and says, this is the flag. I'm a former Marine. I can't explain to you where I got it, but this needs to be returned.
Wow.
And right now, forensic testing is going on that flag. We're going to find out soon if it's the real one. On CSI, the forensic testing is done between the commercial breaks. It takes longer in real life. But we're waiting to hear right now whether we found the real flag or not.
That is so
that's
cool.
Awesome to me. Like every day I'm like, did we get it? Is it it? Do we have it? And that to me, if we can bring that back, that would just be amazing to me.
That is so cool. How about famous fans? You mentioned presidents have read. What's been one person or group that has blown your mind that you can't believe are fans of your work?
I'm trying to think. You know who was actually the really fun one? Is I was when you're in green rooms, that's like the best place to pretend that you're famous and get free food. But mine was, I saw Shaka Khan, and she was like, I love your books. And I was like, you do? I don't even know if it's true. I don't even know if they paid you to say that. I don't care. I'm taking it and I'm running. And that was just like, that's like, music royalty to me. That was a cool one. But I think the ones that I like most are the ones that are like, famous people for like my kids stuff. So like my kids at one point were obsessed with the Imagination Movers. They were like a Disney TV show.
Right.
And one of the Imagination Movers was like, we love your books. And I was like, that I can make my kids happy. And they were sending me like Imagination Mover stuff is like, that's the coolest because that's the one thing I can do to impress my kids.
Good
so
for you.
That's the fun one.
Everybody go check out his new book. I could listen to your stories all day because this, I'm so fascinated. I literally watch history. And we were just talking about H2 is now gone, although Shane Smith is going to probably have a gold mine with the Vice Network. But I love this stuff, man. And you get to live it, you get to write it. But the living part, I couldn't imagine writing it, but the living part is mind-boggling to me. I think I would freak out spending days with the Secret Service and finding all this stuff out. I think it's so cool, man. So congratulations on the book. Check out his new book, The President's Shadow, bookstores everywhere.